Thank you everyone for coming and joining online. Uh, First thing, we'll take attendance. So Dan is here, Kim,
Here.
Laura,
Here.
Nate, here, Kelly,
Here.
Maureen,
Here.
Barbara,
Here.
Krista,
Here.
Valerie. Oh, Valerie, and I'm not seeing Karen either. Right. Great. So, moving on to kind of recapping last meeting. Last meeting, we talked about, and went through the comprehensive plan for the three policy areas that the residents identified as being like top priorities. Again, for everyone's reference, that was, protecting natural resources, housing, and town operations. From that, we kind of brainstormed some ideas of how we can use those three areas to, do a temperature check on where we are in following the comprehensive plan. And also, use that to really kind of share and distribute information with the public on those three areas. We all kind of agreed that it would be best to kind of take them one at a time, focusing first on the most obvious one, which is again natural resources. With we kind of identified the water quality in Canandaigua Lake as the lowest hanging fruit there of something that we can definitely put something together on to share with the community. We also then brainstormed ideas for the other two, including talking about like Uptown Landing, the new housing development that's going to be going up in the north side of town as the primary thing we can relay information to the public about. And also a few ideas with town operations, including, highlighting specific parts of the town's annual audit. Some important facts and figures, like how much money's in reserve, any, projects or efficiency changes that's been made in town to help kind of smooth the way town operations work. So with that, I hope everyone had a chance to review the minutes. I know they went out this morning.
Did they, I don't even think I.
Oh,
I
yeah.
on my town computer, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we will postpone
I can
it.
send them to these guys online right now, so
Um,
they have a copy.
all right,
Can we get a printout?
Yep,
we do
I
have
a-
prints out here.
Oh,
Still there. So if anyone wants to look at them quickly, maybe we can get a motion to approve.
And can you email them? I did not get them. Like,
Yep, Sue was about to email them over.
okay.
Okay, I just sent them.
All right, so we'll let our viewers online have a chance to look it over real quick.
I did not get them. Are they coming?
Send it back, but.
What it probably was, and now I see read the notes, it's late.
It just resent.
I was wondering, you getting nervous being moved. No, I wasn't, but it was a blank.
Got it. Now I got him. Thank you. Okay.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Yes.
I will make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
All right, all those in favor of accepting the minutes?
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay. So tonight, just wanted to do another little update on social media. I know, Sue, we recorded the first interview. Get to know like your town employees thing with Jared.
Yep, I have just finished it. I mean, you know, it is.
Took her a long time to
It was a good one, huh?
fluff that thing up.
So I had a lot of editing.
Like, oh,
No worries.
So I'm gonna actually upload it to YouTube and I'll send it to everyone to preview before I make it live, and I'll send that out tomorrow.
Great. Did you get any other takers on any other
Well-
members who wanted to?
Yes, Maureen has said she would do one, and so I was thinking the next one would be with Crystal, the town clerk.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna, I'll schedule that between Maureen, Kristen and I. But if anyone else would like to do them, we're gonna do them, our 3 town board members, and then I also thought, our town manager would be good to have him out there as well.
Did Jim Fletcher?
Oh, and Jim, yes,
Okay.
Jim did it too, yeah.
Great.
So yeah, and you can watch what we did when I sent that out tomorrow and see if you're, I mean, it was, I would say it was pretty
It was very yeah,
cool, okay,
painless.
and I can edit.
You're all using first names, but can I stick this somewhere along the line, just because it was in my head when I was driving in the assessor? I noticed he moved to, or she moved her office.
She might be a good one to do.
Yeah,
Michelle?
just because of the buses.
well, because she's the. More people probably see her in the clerk than anybody else.
Yeah,
You go to the assessor's office and the clerk's office, so yeah, she'd be a good one to have. She'd hate it.
I know.
She'd hate every minute of it. Yeah.
When I saw that she moved her office, I said,
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it might be good to, especially some of the lighter questions like the ESU, because everyone, that's the favorite person to dislike.
Yeah.
They only see,
So,
yeah, she needs the light and
maybe
cheerful
her a little
ones.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Might be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, like Sue said, I think it would be a great opportunity for us to kind of again be out there as CAP. If more members did want to participate and interview.
Just let me know.
Yeah, just let Sue know.
And I
Sue-
will feature them on the CAP page of the website, so it looks, you know,
That's
so it's CAP doing it.
Awesome. All right. And I know last time we also talked about maybe doing kind of like an introduction to CAP, like post on Facebook as well. And was hoping we could do like a group picture or something like that. We do happen to have a lot of members here. We could, if we wanted to, maybe try to get our 3 participants online, bigger on the screen and stand in front of them. Or we could just again try to give a little bit more notice and have everyone attend in person.
We wanna try that for next month, but I will take a couple shots of just kind of a working meeting.
Right. So yeah, we'll make sure we put that out with the next agenda meeting. So take a photo.
Is that the May meeting you're talking about, Dan?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And kind of moving on to our next agenda item. We talked a lot about last meeting, how we wanted to move forward with talking about protecting the natural resources and what that kind of meeting would look like. I know Sue came up with a really great idea to maybe tour the new water tower.
Is that my?
I was trying to remember what it
Is it
was.
lunch jump? Yeah.
Bungee jumping from the water tower, yeah.
Bungee
Jared to jump off.
Yeah.
In hindsight, that probably would have been a really good like April Fool's
Yeah.
thing, is if we had that like
Yeah.
recording, be like.
You could just throw the dummy off the
You
top.
can do that at you can do that at the May meeting, because I won't be here, I'll be in charge of that. in the meantime.
So I kind of wanted just to hammer out this meeting, so hopefully for May, we can have that first meeting of how we're going to actually kind of present that natural resources subject. So we had a lot of good ideas about, you know, who would be included in this meeting. I kind of listed some on the agenda. We talked about maybe soil and water. We talked about the Lake Watershed Association. Kim mentioned the ad committee. Because again, we were thinking as like for content wise, talking about the recent projects that the town has done to really protect the water quality of the lake, especially with the harmful algae blooms being a a concern for a lot of residents. Water, like protecting from runoff and water pollution is a good way to kind of combat those. So kind of open to the panel on what they think would be the best, person, group, forum to kind of get this May meeting structured with.
So we would have somebody come in from one of these or a couple of these agencies and provide us information, or we would go to them, to their meetings before our next meeting.
That's kind of again what I wanted to talk
Okay.
about. I know last time, Jared had mentioned that he kind of envisions it being, we invite them in, it'll be a group brainstorming session.
Yeah.
Where they kind of tell us information, they explain like their stories, things that they're proud of, and then we find a way to work together to kind of blast that out to the community.
That's great.
So that's one way we can do it. But I do also really like Sue's idea of maybe having, a more visual appeal to it, where it's either we're, touring the water tower, or maybe on site of, one of these projects, and could have someone from Sewer and Water kind of explaining to us in a video, like similar to kind of the interview things we're doing with the Know Your Town representatives. Just kind of giving more content, I guess, to it, so it's more engaging.
Can I ask a question, Dan? I'm reading these minutes. Where is the new tower?
Brickyard Road,
Brickyard Road. Okay, and then did we talk about having Kevin Mulvaney come and meet with us and talk to us, or no?
about the water tower, he wouldn't be water tower,
No, but I'm just saying he's water quality, isn't he?
yes,
So would
he's
he,
watershed, he's CLWC,
Okay.
Canandaigua Lake Watershed Council.
Yeah, Maureen, we did talk about Lake Watershed as being a possible group that we could maybe invite to come, sit down with us and we brainstorm together.
okay,
So again, I'm kind of like opening it up to the panel to see what they think would be like the best way of doing this for the May meeting. It could be, again, we invite Sewer and Water or the Lake Watershed Association to come meet with us at our normal meeting, or we could do, again, something more hands-on, I guess, with like a tour or just, a brief filming on site type thing.
I'd like to do both. I'd like to have them come and talk to us about, how they are protecting the lake, and I'd also like to tour. I've never toured it, so that's kind of my vote. Or
I agree.
And Dan, just, the rest of the committee might not know it, but, I do chair the ECB. And, I'm the staff contact and secretary for the Ag Committee. So, if I'm attending the meeting, I can represent those as well.
What's the ECB? That acronym, what is that?
Environmental Conservation Board.
Okay, thank you.
So all this is gonna be filmed or some, what's our, we could be walking around too, I'm not saying that, but.
Right.
But the intent is to have us together, talking with these people in order to get a sort of an agenda for us. Or just to find out what the issues are.
It would be more so be kind of trying to figure out what the issues are, kind of get them to explain, you know, some things that they've done that we can then, you know, share with the community. So in that respect, it would probably be, you know, it would start off probably like a normal meeting. Here with them sitting down with us, kind of brainstorming the closed, kind of not closed, because obviously it's open to the public. But, and then, you know, we would go tour something, that would be more recorded, that would be like the aesthetic
I'll for that.
piece of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want the public here either. No, it was going through my head, and then I said, wait a minute, we'd get so off.
Yeah, it'd be nice to first hear and then figure out. what
Yeah,
are
I
those
mean, I'd like to
things
have that somewhere, but it just wouldn't be the same
Mhm.
thing that we were going after.
Okay, so that's good to know that we kind of want to do both options really, like in terms of forum, so that's good to know. But again, to try to make it easier for all of us, I don't know how many groups we can have come in for that one meeting. So I'd be open to kind of hearing if anyone has any preferences on, you know, who it is if maybe there's one or two you'd like to hear from first.
Well, I think if our number one survey result was the lake, the quality of the lake, I would think that that's where we would start, correct?
Makes sense.
Right,
But which of those groups?
right, so like which of the kind of groups we've listed here would be the best place to start? It could be, you know, the Lake Watershed Association and Soil and Water, since they'll kind of be able to give a big picture of the lake itself and then what the town has been doing to try to protect the water quality.
If you wanna know what the town has been doing, you'd wanna put Watershed Council first.
Okay.
Because the Watershed Association is more educational, more community outreach. And then Soil and Water does all throughout Ontario County. So they're not quite as focused, but there's been a lot, Watershed Council were one of his favorite places to do things. So there's a lot to talk about for that.
Watershed.
And, like, where are they? Where are they located?
So the Watershed Council. So Watershed Association has an office off of Main Street. They're a nonprofit. They have a director and an assistant and then a volunteer board of directors. They get grant money and they get donations. They do educational programs and educational outreach. They have a physical location. The Watershed Council is represented by each of the municipalities that touch Canandaigua Lake and are in the Canandaigua Lake watershed area. So it's Canandaigua. You know, we have Canandaigua all the way down to Italy Valley. So we have the town of Italy, we have Middlesex, we have Naples. We go all the way down. So we have the whole lake area. That group, Kevin O'Vanny is the lake watershed manager who works for us, the Watershed Council. So the Watershed Council is kind of goofy because it's all elected officials from all the areas. But Kevin works for us, but we run that board, but we also can have the influence to make decisions within our communities and get things moving a little bit faster as far as action. There's no set location for that. We meet at the City Hurley building because Kevin works through the city. We pay him, but the city employs him, if that makes sense.
No.
So he's a city employee, but his salary comes from what the watershed council gives to the city. We reimburse the city for his salary.
Oh,
And he has an office there that we reimburse. And he has staff there. And he does lake monitoring, lake testing, and he'll be all over the place. Meeting with landowners, trying to get easements, trying to get permission to get on their property. Do water quality projects, do water
Yeah,
retention.
but these are all like, nobody really has any authority to, like, my understanding is a lot of farmers run off. So does this council have any
The only,
authority to?
no, we can't mandate, so we
Right.
don't, because we're like in the town, we're a farm friendly town. So we
Okay.
don't mandate any legislation against the farming practices.
So how effective
Well,
that's what I think the people want to know. If these groups are here and the town employs them, how effective are they? Because they can't mandate anything.
we can't mandate, but by building relationships and going in there and telling somebody and saying, hey, if you give us this easement that you can still farm on, or you can still use, and we'll just make a depression for water to settle when it really flows. We can come up with that agreement. They might get some compensation for the permanent easement, and then
Okay,
they give that to the town. We cover the council covers legal fees and everything else. So really, no, there's no mandate, but it's really based on goodwill, building relationships. They can move more quickly. They've done bridge repair, they've done culvert repairs, they've rebuilt roads. You know, a storm comes through in the watershed council, we can act like that and have resources available to replace a culvert in a quarter of the time that it might take even our own municipalities to do, because it's more nimble and it can move quickly.
good to hear what they.
So, and that's another thing, you're right, because there is no, we
Right,
can't go in
so-
there and say, on private land, what to do. We can't even put a shovel on private land as the town. But the watershed council can. And the town can hire this council to then engage and, you know, we have a retired town employee who runs the backup, runs the little excavator and does the work with Kevin, and
Okay.
it's a way to get things done that we normally couldn't do because the laws.
So it's
prevent
pretty
it.
effective.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say it's very effective,
Okay.
yeah.
I'd like to just add one thing. We can lose sight of the fact of what is happening. In other words, I think if anything goes public, it can't be, these are how we're solving it. It also has to be, this is what the issues are. You get to the lake and get your feet wet. You know, otherwise we're gonna get involved in the structure without the reason for the structure. You
I
know,
guess I'm not quite seeing.
we're taking for granted that everybody knows there's something wrong with the lake.
Oh, and if we have Kevin in there, you know, we can meet with him, and if we were to bring him in or do it in a presentation or something with him, he can spell all that out.
Yeah,
He can talk about it, he can talk about the phosphorus and the nitrogen levels in the lake and the harmful, the toxic algal blooms and what they're doing to monitor it. And all the equipment they have and the lake temperature and everything, and this is why it's dangerous. And then these are the steps that we take in every,
It could be helpful.
yeah, every X amount of acres that we can purify through one of these projects. That reduces the nitrogen going into the lake by X, by
Right.
Y. So if we do this,
you really have.
it reduces it by that. And there's a whole plan, a 9-element plan for maintaining the lake that had to be approved by New York State, and this thing is like that. And it goes into all of these specific details of how we're gonna try to lower the levels, what actions we're gonna take, how much land we need to set aside, how much water we need to divert, how much retention we need. So he could go on for
So I was gonna
days.
say, it sounds like he would be, if we had him.
He could go
and
for
then we
days.
have it's
Yeah.
Tim, right, who also has the ag stuff,
He's got,
and I don't know if we need anybody else.
no,
really.
he would be
know.
he would be a one-man show for that.
Mhm.
What was his name?
Kevin Olvani,
Kevin Mulvaney, I think we get him for a May meeting.
he would be awesome.
Yeah.
he has a ton of information. He's very passionate. He's always looking. And he can talk about farming, he can talk about the lake, he can talk about the runoff, he can talk about everything, and it's a level that is at everybody's normal level.
Nice, right.
The reason I'm asking, I was on the lake for a while. And I just remember one meeting, as soon as the zebra mussels started to come up. And the zebra, and it would have, so everybody gathered at this meeting lived along the lake. One of the biggest things was they felt we solved the problem right away. I'm talking 20 years ago.
Hmm.
So from that, just one experience, I don't think that is unusual in anything that happens. There's one group, one large group says, oh, we'll take care of it. And, you know, it's really not that important. We don't want to spend any money. We don't, and because they felt, and this is, said the United States could do it, even though other countries are having a hard time with it. So that's the only reason I'm trying to say, make sure we know what the issues are. We might know them, but the people who are going to be listening to whatever we're presenting them, I don't take that for granted. Even though they all do.
We'll have that.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds super. Especially come up with pictures.
Oh, he's got pictures. He's got pictures of, he's got pictures of runoff. He's got pictures of all the projects he's done. If you've ever noticed the one out here, you know where Wanda Policini's green building is? The green building, the green concrete building that's just on the other side from Town Hall. So it's like down that way a little bit. It's got like all the planters and the statues and the garage doors around it. That's like Wanda Policini uses that for storage for her stuff, like her flowers and plants and things and whatever. Down to the west of that, you'll notice a bit of like a basin. That basin is the water quality project that Kevin Mulvaney did with Wanda and others for minimal cost. That filters, I don't know how many acres from the surrounding hills that come in there, and it's like a siphon, and it comes in and the water slows down, sediment drops, and then the water goes out the other side. So it's things like that, things that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is the idea of having Kevin speak so our group understands more, or is it like so the public can see him speak?
Both.
If it's the public, we may want to push it out a month so you can advertise the meeting a little more.
Do we want to hear from him first to figure out which?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to hear from him first.
Right, I was kind of envisioning, it would be kind of like what Jared had mentioned, last meeting was, kind of a group brainstorming session. Where
Okay.
we as a panel can better understand, you know, what it is that they do, what it is that they would like us to share with the community, and then
That's
we
good.
think of a way, together on what that would be. If he would be interested in, like, you know, hosting a talk or something like that, that's definitely something we
Okay.
could do later on.
I
But-
just thought I would mention, because if you want the public to see it, you want that to be pushed out a little ways.
I think whether it's Kevin or whatever topic we might be doing, I think we should, because there's 100 things these guys, just you're talking about, can talk about. I would just, come up with 2 questions or 3 questions that you want each person to answer for us. I mean, if we go back to our purpose of communication and citizen education, what is the most important thing about your work that citizens should know, or what do you wish more residents understood about your work? I think we could just come up with some simple questions. Otherwise, we're just going to get a, educate a very informative education on probably a lot of things. So our job is to sort of be a conduit to the community to share the information. It's what, what are you doing that you want us to communicate back, that you wish more people knew, or what's something new that you're doing that people may not know about?
Yeah, I really think that's
It's a good
important.
point.
That is a very good idea, Krista.
I'm for that.
So I guess that kind of gives us a good thing to continue to talk about now, so we can kind of lock that in for May. Is I definitely think Krista's onto something with what is something that, you wish the public knew
Yeah,
That's a perfect question.
I'm assuming they know too some of the top concerns, so maybe what is the top concern and what is being done
yeah.
around that?
I think it would be nice too if we could ask them for like, one specific project
Yeah.
that they're very, proud of and like what its impact has been. So that way, again, we have something more concrete to really educate people on. And that kind of goes to what you're saying is what has been done
Yeah.
to really actually affect it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think one of the key things is things for residents to do, whether, it's like not using fertilizers on their lawn or whatever suggestions they have. Something for the residents to take away and do themselves, I think would be key.
That is a great idea, Ken.
Part of the solution instead of the problem.
Right.
What?
Be part of the solution versus
Yeah.
the problem.
Okay. So right now, I think we got good questions, the 3 that I got written down, and let me know if anyone else has, any different ideas, but I think, like Krista said, we should probably be kind of kept minimal, so we can kind of get the key information we want out. Is, what is something you wish the public knew more? Again, we'll have a different way of phrasing that, but what they kind of want the public to understand about what they do. What is one project you are proud of and what has its impact been? And what can residents do to better protect the lake? Does that sound good to everybody?
Mhm.
Do you think included with that is any timeline for the, I can't think of the right word, the dissolution of the lake? Is there any timeline when the lake won't be the lake anymore?
What do you mean? Dries up?
If things are bad right now.
That we're gonna turn into Onondaga?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're
You
trying
know what
to
I'm saying?
prevent that, and that's,
Huh?
there's no real timeline. I mean, if we don't do anything, we'll eventually get to that point. We don't have the same level of exterior pollutants, but we'll be more like some of the other lakes around that, starting in mid-July or mid-August, they're
Hmm.
closed, there's no swimming because of the
Mhm.
blooms. We'll be more like that. It won't be dead, but it will not be enjoyable.
That's probably a better way of saying it than the
Yeah.
way I was just being.
Yeah.
I was being a little apocalyptic.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking it's gonna just be molten lava and,
Right.
yeah.
But wouldn't that be
Glowing
good
green.
for at least to hear from them, what they think, if they don't have the money to do what they're doing right now? What are the consequences for that on the lake?
Well, there's another thing that you can talk about, and I think I can talk about it now because it's been going out. There is a new organization being created, Friends of Canandaigua Lake. I don't know if any of you have heard about it in the kind of the periphery, but it has been the brainchild of Richard Sands and Danny
Okay.
Wegman.
Okay. Don't worry about
And
it.
So there's some money there.
All right, all right. Whatever they say goes.
they're already planning events. So the board of directors, Kevin's on the board of directors, I'm on the board of directors. There's a whole bunch of people on that board. Their goal is between $40 and $50 million in the next 10 years for lake projects.
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
And again, the only reason I'm saying it is.
Oh, you need money.
Yeah. in
You
other
need
words-
money.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to make, it's, I'm broken record here is, why do they need it? That's what we gotta know. What are the consequences if we don't have that?
Mhm.
Otherwise, there's no reason for their exit. Why should I support something I don't know what I'm supporting?
Well, Danny was more like you. He gave a whole presentation and said if we don't do anything, we're gonna be Onondaga Lake before we know it with like,
I think
there were
he's right.
smokestacks all over the place. There was death everywhere.
I think he's right. See, your part, I don't want to hear from my side, I just don't want to hear that same echo that 20 years ago, whenever it was, with this large group of people who are around the lake. Just feeling, oh, you know, why is Russia having problems with their lake? Same problems with their lake. We can do it should have been done by now, according to them. And that's the only reason I keep saying the same thing over and over again.
I think some talk about the balloons wouldn't be bad either, because.
I agree, it's a big
Everybody talks
Right.
about,
Yeah.
and it's the one
Topic.
thing everybody is real familiar with too.
Yeah.
Well, it affects everybody.
Yeah.
at once.
You know, we
One of
have
the
to
reasons
close
I
the
moved.
beach, you know, so
Yeah.
something about,
Exactly.
I would throw that in there,
I
like what we do to prevent that, or what
Yeah.
even causes it, because there's a lot of misinformation
Right.
about that.
Great. Anyone else have any, questions or maybe like topics that it would be really beneficial for the panel to know about ahead of our meeting with, Kevin?
Just so the panel knows, there are boards and committees that are within the town that do take actions to try and help protect the lake as well. So your planning board, your zoning board, your environmental conservation board, your agricultural advisory committee, they all have pieces and parts to review projects, to suggest changes to those projects, or maybe like the Environmental Conservation Board and Ag Committee, they can recommend denial on like a variance for the zoning board and different things like that. So there are actions that are being taken, and the town board also takes action on various different things. So there are things happening within the town too. Just so people know, it's not all outside of the town that action is being taken.
Great.
So if there's any interest in information from any of those organizations, we could, or groups, we could definitely do that.
Well, that's why I said you'll be there, right?
Yeah,
So
I'll be there.
you can kind of stand in for that, was kind of my thought.
Right, we can budget some time for Kim to do an update for us as well. We'll ask her the same questions.
So, but I just thought I would mention that, people may not realize that there definitely is things happening within the town too. The open space is another group. I didn't mention them. That's another group.
That is everything that I had on the agenda. I'm not sure if anyone else has anything they'd like to add.
How are we putting this all together? Who's gonna do that?
I'll definitely reach out to Kevin and let him know that we'd love for him to attend. Sue, I'll make sure also see you and Jared.
Yeah,
Would that be
if you
for the
reach-
meeting on the 6th?
May.
The meeting, I will be here May 6th. Yeah, if you email him tonight or tomorrow, I have a meeting with him. Actually, the council meets tomorrow at 3:30, so
Okay, great.
I'll be seeing him and he should say something about it.
Okay, I will email Kevin. And just to be clear, we kind of thought that the best way to do it would again, just have him come sit in on our normal, CAP meeting. And have it be, that kind of just informal discussion. We'll ask the questions and anything else that, the panel is interested in knowing. Sue, I hope that answered the
Yeah,
question. Okay. Not sure if there's anything else that needed.
You're gonna give them the questions beforehand, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'll let her know what to prepare.
Good going.
All right.
Is it too early to, at least put it in our heads? What do we do with this? I mean, that is, because the way we've got our questions now, we're gonna have our answers and what can we do the same time that formulates what we do next, you know. We have a video of this, or are we gonna, we were talking about
I
it
think a
one
video,
stage.
but I think
I don't
we
wanna
also do a
spend,
press release for
Mhm.
you now, like
What?
actually bring some,
Yeah,
some,
excitement, a press
Yeah.
release would be good.
Press release.
bring some outside attention and.
Yeah.
what-
You know,
what you guys are
CAP
doing.
invites Kevin Albany, send a couple pictures, put it in the thing,
there you go,
and the other thing, and the
They'll
stuff.
pick it up off the
Yeah.
website usually,
that
so.
sounds good.
And if we make a statement about it, that, you know, then there's usually the FL1, the clearinghouse news place that
Oh.
just gathers everything. If we put it out there and they see it, they'll grab it and do it as one of their morning news dumps. And it might be down the page as a link to whatever we might put out, maybe it's however we put it out there.
Great. That'd be great. And again, that would also be kind of like something we would talk about with
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah,
about,
what's a
you know,
good-
No, I mean, that is.
would he be interested maybe if we did, like maybe sponsor an event where he could speak and give a formal presentation?
Mhm.
Or, you know, maybe if he could take us to like do a little video tour of a site where he did perform one of these projects.
Yeah.
So that way, again, we can kind of show.
Yeah.
What's this group gonna do, the Sands? I mean, I'm assuming they're going public at some point.
They are going public. People are, their first fundraiser is a lake event where they've
They're gonna take
selected.
us out on their big yachts.
Yeah. No.
Go to there.
Yeah, they've selected multiple homes on the lake to host events, and those people will then go, and I was talking to Randy Farnsworth about it, and he's like, yeah, I got invited to this thing that I've gotta buy a ticket to find out how much they want me to give to help save the lake. So, it's gonna be an aggressive, you know, I know I would not be invited as just a general public. I don't even know if I'll be invited as a board member, because they know I'm not coming up with the entrance fee. I don't have deep pockets, and I can't come up with the entrance fee to even get in the door to find out how much money they want from me. That's,
Yeah, it's a different world.
yep, 100%.
And you need a tuxedo, Jared.
I don't have a tuxedo.
Last thing, so just with the press release, would you want like, you know, Cap to write that? Would you write that?
I would write it, but I would get like a quote from Cap, so
Okay.
that, you know, they see that it's an organization that's doing something and,
Okay.
you know, for the authors of this information for the community.
Right.
So I would just get that after the meeting on the sixth.
All right.
Dan, can I just ask you a question about, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you said someone interviewed Jared and you've got that on video? Did I hear that correctly?
You did.
Yes, I was the one to sit with Jared for that. It was basically just reading the questions we had asked them for the get to know your, you know,
Town, yeah,
town employee.
right,
And we're kind of hoping that we can do that with all of them, and hopefully each member of CAP can sit down with another member of the town and kind of go through the same thing, ask the questions, and so that way, again, we'll have content to put out there rather than just, you know, the answers that we got from the members.
so I guess what I'm asking, Sue, who taped that? Did Sue tape
I-
that?
Yes,
Yep, Sue just
I'm
recorded
gonna
it.
upload it and send it to y'all to look at tomorrow.
Okay, and then you'll let me know when you want me to do,
Yes,
okay,
Yep.
all right,
I'll be in touch.
all right.
All right. Well, with that, I think we are all set for tonight. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
I second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right,
I don't
thank
think
you
it
all.
worked, it didn't
Thank
work.
you.
Where's it say no?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just not. Hey,
All right,
that was good.
everyone.
Gerald, every time I leave here, I have something to give, just because